All right, wow, whoever was singing there, they got a voice of an angel, man. But anyway, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the pre-stream. How's everybody doing today? I hope I find you all well on this final consecutive streaming day of the week for me. It was a full week of streaming here, and I had a great time, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the streams all this week as well. Today, incidentally, is Tuesday the 20th of July, 2021, and I am DSP. Welcome, everybody. How you doing? Coming to you live from Washington State and coming to you from my new laptop, which, if you weren't here yesterday and you're out of the loop, arrived live during my first stream, and I immediately unboxed it live, set it up. It is very, very good. It is smooth. It is working very well for what I need it for, which is essentially just monitoring your stream chat, monitoring contributions, every once in a while shooting out a tweet, or maybe doing a live poll and stuff like that. That's just what it's for. It's the only reason I have the thing. And I used a laptop from the years 2012 until yesterday. So 9+ years that I had used that thing. That thing was running like molasses. It was so bad. It had pop-up errors that I couldn't get rid of. It wouldn't run or restart properly. It was just pretty much full of bull. Being used, run into the ground, used every single day for my streaming and stuff. And so, having this new laptop is going to aid me greatly. I'm going to be able to respond to you guys right away. It likely will not crash anymore. The other one used to always have browser windows crash and freeze on me. And then I would have issues taking entire, 5+ minutes to even get a browser window to refresh or load. So this is excellent. And again, I just want to say shout out to the viewer who donated this laptop. It is an Acer Aspire 5, and it is fast as heck. It is really nice. The form factor is exactly the same as my old laptop, so it's no real major change for me outside of very much improved performance. It's also my first experience using Windows 10, because I've always been using Windows 7 on my other PCs. That's how old they are. Yeah, keep in mind my desktop computer, which I actually right now am capturing and streaming from, is from 2014. And has not been upgraded. So, yeah, this is the first experience with the new OS, Windows 10, and I guess Windows 11 is right around the corner, right? Like, that's what everyone is saying, is that Windows 11 is actually coming out very soon, and I guess it's in a test phase right now. I don't know, should I upgrade this thing or not? I have no idea. Personally, I like how it is right now. And in fact, just moments ago, just moments ago, I figured out how to get it to stop with the pop-up notifications. They're so annoying. They were popping up on the right-hand side of the screen. I was like, what is this? And I was like, oh, manage notifications. Turn them off. Yes. Yes. I got them off. So, I'm sure over the next week or two, I'll be tweaking this thing a little more, and maybe even being able to implement it a little bit better than my old laptop, because my old laptop was so outdated and slow. So we'll see what happens, okay? Timbo Slices, 90% of Windows 10 users will not be able to update to Windows 11 later this year. Delightful. You have to have a special built-in chip on your motherboard for Windows 11. It's only in computers like a year or two old. Well, this one is brand new. This computer is literally brand new. You would think this would have it, right? I wonder. Anyway, guys, yeah, I'm excited for the future. Like I said, I'm feeling good, man. So I got an Xbox Series X sitting here ready to be used. The power of Game Pass. I'm excited to check out games soon on that. Got a new laptop. Like, all these upgrades are excellent. They're going to help with the streams for the rest of the year. So thank you to everyone who has been supporting me for so long. And thanks to those who've been supporting me recently, because these are all great things that are going to affect the streams in a big positive way moving forward. Thank you, guys. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk. Let's talk about what we're doing today, right? Let's jump into the fun of it. So, today's main gameplay stream is Fallout New Vegas, the ongoing playthrough. At this point, I think I've hit the 40-hour mark. I think we're close. We're at 30 or 40. Man, now that I say that, I feel like, oh my god, we hit the 50-hour mark. Never mind. We hit the 50-hour mark, and we're still going strong. Keep in mind, this is the Dead Money DLC that we just kind of started. I don't remember how long it is, but we're doing it today. And this is only the second of 4 major DLCs for the game. Yeah. So this is pretty neat to be doing this. I'm excited for Dead Money today. I hope you guys are too. I don't know how long this DLC is. I'm pretty sure it's not as long as Old World Blues, which was like 15 hours. But I'm excited to continue. I hope you guys are as well. It should be fun. It's always a chill time when we play New Vegas. Lots of interaction, lots of relaxing gameplay, although it's kind of crazy. You get these monsters that you have to chop their limbs and heads off to kill them. Pretty gruesome. But at the same time, it's pretty unique and interesting, so I'm excited to get further into Dead Money today for sure. And then, continue on. So, hope you guys are ready for some exciting New Vegas gameplay. And you know what? I was thinking about this. Considering we have 2 more DLCs to do, and we still have the major plot to do. Like, I didn't even do the major stuff on the strip yet, right? I didn't go see Mr. House yet. I didn't go even find the guy who shot me, Benny. I didn't find him. I haven't gone to any of the major casino areas yet. Like, I haven't done anything like that yet. Likely we've got another 50 hours. Like, seriously, no exaggeration. We've probably got another 50 hours in this playthrough. This is going to be a pretty lengthy one. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm glad I'm doing this over the summer months, for sure. It's been really fun. And, we got another 10 days in July. We got another 2 weeks in early August here that I'm going to be focusing on this a lot because there's really nothing new coming out. So, it should be pretty good. It should be pretty exciting. And I hope you guys will join me for it, okay? So, great stream today of Fallout New Vegas right now. Later tonight, I'm actually very excited for the late stream today because it is the conclusion of the 5th class trial in Danganronpa V3, which we have now been working on for about 2-3 streams. And we're at the very end. Like, we have pieced together exactly what happened. We just need the final conclusion of who the actual murderer and victim were because we actually don't really know. And so we're trying to piece this together. We're going to get our answers tonight. And apparently, from what I'm being told, the end of the game, the final chapter, is nothing like the rest of the game. Where the rest of the game is always like, oh, there's free time. You walk around with the students. You mill about. You have some conversation or whatever. Apparently, it's not like that. Apparently, it's full of action, full of plot developments, crazy, suspenseful stuff until the end of the game now. So I'm actually very excited to finish this trial that we've been doing for many streams and then head into the end game of the game. So that should be an exciting stuff later tonight. I'm off from streaming tomorrow. Okay, no streams on Wednesday. That's my day off for the week. I wish you all a safe and fun day away from the streams. I hope to see you all when I come back on Thursday. Thursday it will be the continuation of Skyward Sword on the first stream. And we're in the midst of the Elden Volcano, which I'm actually enjoying. I actually said this on pre-stream to the chatters before I started actually broadcasting today. I said, I am actually enjoying Skyward Sword more than I thought I would. And maybe it is because there's no motion controls. But, like, I'm actually starting to remember these dungeons and everything. And I'm like, wow, I remember this was fun. I thought actually I wouldn't like it as much. But I'm actually having a really good time with it. So I hope you guys are enjoying the playthrough, too. Excuse me. Admittedly, I would say it doesn't seem to be as engaging as some of my other streams. Like, I would say Fallout New Vegas seems to be the one that's getting the most engagement. People are coming to the streams really excited for them. Skyward Sword, not as much, but I am still having a good time with it. I hope you guys are too. So that's the main stream on Thursday. Thursday night, will be a late night stream of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, my weekly Call of Duty stream. We're kind of into the home stretch because if you think about it, we got the rest of July, August, September, and then typically in October is when the new Call of Duty game comes out. But we actually have no idea this year because we don't have any information set yet, which is very odd. Very odd that there would not be a set date or information even, like set information about the next Call of Duty game this close to release. At this point, there's usually these betas and going out and everything, and people are all abuzz with the info about it, and there is nothing solid yet. So I guess we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, Call of Duty on Thursday night. And then Friday, more Fallout New Vegas and my weekly throwback session of old school Street Fighter fun on the late stream on Friday. The weekend will be the continuation of both games, paired with late night sessions of Danganronpa V3 and Mass Effect 3, both of which we are heading into the end game of. Mass Effect 3 last night, if you missed out on that stream, we finished up the Quarian Saga, or the Quarian Arc, whatever you want to call it, in Mass Effect 3, and we started up the Citadel DLC. which is actually two completely separate parts. The first half is kind of like this spy espionage thing where people are out to kill Shepard, and he has to survive a bunch of mercs trying to kill him, and then they do this like undercover, infiltration of what's going on and try to figure out who's trying to kill him and stuff. And then when you're done with that, then there's like a whole hour of partying with your crew where there's these dialogue interactions and things that are quite funny and silly and in a lot of cases out of character, but they're meant to be kind of a send-off for these characters because they didn't really get that kind of a send-off in the ending of Mass Effect 3. So I'll be continuing that over the course of this weekend. Keep in mind, the very tail end of this month, Microsoft Flight Simulator is coming out, and I will be checking that out because I have an Xbox Series X with Game Pass now. So we'll be doing that at the end of the month. And just for those who are very interested in seeing me play other games, listen up. I want to as well. But we have to finish up the games that I'm playing right now before we have time to interject new games into the streaming schedule. All right, I'm already here 6 days a week full time. And I'm trying to finish up Danganronpa V3 and Mass Effect 3, both of which are lengthy games. I likely will do that within the course of 1 to 2 weeks. I'm hoping maybe even by the end of this month or very early August, we can wrap those games up. And once we do, then I can look to jump into new stuff. Like I would say The Medium, Grounded, Microsoft Flight Simulator for sure, and maybe even one other game that I'm very interested in trying under Game Pass before we hit the major new releases of August, which would be games like Hades, 12 Minutes, Psychonauts 2, etc. Okay? So, that's what's coming up. I hope that all sounds good to all of you. All right? Today, ladies and gentlemen, is the last day before I get paid by YouTube. Whew. Let me put it this way. It's been a rough week, but I'm relieved because as of today, I should be good to go when it comes to raising funds to pay everything I've been trying to pay behind the scenes. And tomorrow being paid by YouTube is a big sigh of relief because I'll be okay now, Thank you to everyone who did support me over the course of the last week. All right. We had a big surge in support. Members, we're okay. We're not as high as we were. We were at 218 last night, and now we're down to 217. We lost one channel member overnight. No! How will we ever make do, right? It's all good. What I wanted to say, the point I'm making is we're now at the highest kind of we've ever been for memberships here on YouTube since I jumped from Twitch to YouTube 2 months ago. I really appreciate that. Super chats have been really good recently. I appreciate that. And you guys have been very generous with tips recently because I needed that help, and I appreciate that too. Today is the last day where I have to say, hey, please tip me if you're going to contribute today during the stream to crowdfund my stream efforts, which I appreciate very much. Please tip me. That's the preferred way because I need to raise money to pay these back taxes, all right? Today is the last day I really have to talk about that because today I'm going to pay the back taxes. I need to raise some money on the stream today, and I should be good to go. And, thank you to everyone who did support everything over the last couple of weeks where it was very tight and everything. I really do appreciate all of your help, okay? As of Thursday when I return, I'm going to readjust everything here on the stream. The tips goals are going to go back down to the 150, and, so that way it's more in line with what I was doing. And as long as things continue to go well, meaning channel memberships go up and super chats are coming in and everything, then I don't think we'll have to go back to the $200, attempted tips goals anymore. But let's see what happens. We have to keep it at a good, consistent level. This is all of my income. I don't have sponsorships. I don't have partnerships. All I have is stream revenue income. That's it. And that's how I make my living. So I appreciate you guys who do contribute on a daily basis. Just a quick reminder, it's not mandatory. It's not required. And you guys who do contribute during the streams, you go above and beyond, man. 13 years I've been doing this. I love doing it. I appreciate you guys who every day are here to support my content and the kind of content that I put out there. Thank you so much, in advance for anyone who's going to contribute in any way today. Okay, guys? It's great stuff. All right? Great stuff. Okay. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. Oh, I should just reiterate. We do have rewards for tips because today is the last day again that I'm trying to raise enough to pay these back taxes. If we hit the tips goal on today's streams, that would be stupendous. That would absolutely be enough, and I appreciate that very much. The rewards today, if we raise $50 in tips, I'll put on my silly gunner glasses. If we raise $100 in tips, you guys get to choose a vest for me to wear. Now, thinking about the vest that I wore recently, Today would definitely be the beige, the red, and the blue. And I would argue the gray. Yes, the gray would be the 4th vest that's eligible today. Just recently, I wore the platinum and the camo and the denim. So those would be out for today's stream. Okay, so beige, red, blue, and gray would be your options to vote for a vest today. If we raise $150, I'll put on a silly cowboy hat, of course. All right, and that's that. Now, Romy Rowe just asked an interesting question, which is a great question. I'm glad that he did this. He tipped me $1.30. He says, when will the marathon go down? How will we vote? Your Game Pass content was fun. That should be fun to let chat vote which games you'll try for the marathon. So, if you don't know what Romy Rowe is referencing, and by the way, thank you, Romy Rowe. That's the first contribution of the stream. I actually do have a news story to talk about today, but thank you for that contribution. This is the perfect time to talk about it. When we hit 200 channel members earlier this month, that locked us into doing a special marathon event. That marathon event is going to be in early August, and I would argue that Thursday, when I come back from my break, I'm going to set up a poll on my YouTube channel, DSPGaming, right here on the community tab. This is where I've done polling for what kind of cuisine I was going to do for my first episode of Feasting with the King, as well as other things. And the poll seems to work well. Seems to get a lot of responses. When I posted up those polls, I got over 1,000 votes. So I'm like, damn, this is a good place to do it. Okay, so Thursday, I'm going to post up. This poll on my community tab on the YouTube page. I'll also, post up about it. I'll let you know on the streams that it's there. I'll post up on my Twitter about it. And people will begin to vote. There's 3 different candidates for the upcoming Games Marathon. First would be an Indies Marathon, where I will play a variety of indie games that you guys will likely nominate and vote on. Okay? Number 2 would be a retrospective event, where you guys nominate your favorite moments from my 13-year history as a content creator here on the internet. And we'll go back and watch those back together, reminisce about them. I'll give you kind of commentary on that and behind-the-scenes info about those things. We've done these many times before, and you guys always seem to love them. But the new option would be Game Pass, where essentially what we'll do, we'll take a night stream, 2-hour stream. We'll go through Game Pass, and you guys will pick out, say, maybe 5-6 games that you'll say, oh, I want to check these out during a live stream, a marathon stream. And then what we'll do is a marathon one day where all day long, all I'll do is I'll check out these Game Pass games for maybe, half an hour to an hour each to give a taste of what each one would be. Okay? And that's pretty cool. I would say that's a pretty cool way to immerse yourself in Game Pass, right? So those are the 3 ideas. You guys will be able to vote on those starting this Thursday. There will be a new episode of Feasting with the King during that marathon as well. And so once it gets closer, yes, you'll be able to vote on maybe the type of cuisine you'd like to see me try during that live event as well. Pretty cool, right? So good stuff coming up. Yeah, some good stuff. And I hope you guys are excited for that coming up. And thank you, Romy Rowe, for reminding me. It's easy to get my mind wrapped up in a million other things and not forget about it. So thank you for reminding me. We'll do that on Thursday. And by the way, remind me on Thursday if I don't do it right away. Remind me that, and I'll fix that. I'll get that going. Okay? Okay, one other thing I want to remind you guys of. Ask the King, which is my bi-monthly Q&A show, where all we do is sit down and I answer your questions. That is coming up the very tail end of this month. In fact, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I believe it is a week from Thursday. Yes, because I'm remembering now. It's the 29th of July. I need you guys to post up your questions for Ask the King. I know I haven't really mentioned this at all recently, but you may have noticed that there's a link that is auto-posting in the stream chat for that. I need you guys to please post up your questions, okay? The more questions I have for the show, the better the show is. I've very strongly considered maybe retiring the show over the last year, but every time I mention it, you guys kind of freak out, and you're like, no, it's one of your longest-standing shows, one of the things you've done for the longest, please don't retire it. I'm like, okay then, please post up questions for it. So that way we have enough material to make the show viable. And I need you to do that, okay? If you type ! Ask the King into the stream chat right now, the link will pop up. But like I said, periodically it appears in the stream chat anyway. Please head over and post up your questions on the forums. By the way, that is the best chance to get your question answered on the show. I do also take Twitter questions. And sometimes if there's time, I'll take live questions from the chat itself. But the best chance to get your question answered is definitely posting up on the forums, okay? Sound good? Now let's see if the link works. George Stephanopoulos just tried it, and there it goes. It worked. Nice. Just like clockwork. Beautiful. Okay. All right. I'm just trying to think. I don't think there's anything else, housekeeping wise that I've left out. So I feel like what I want to do is one news story I want to talk about today. And the news story is that there's a Sonic the Hedgehog outfit available now on sale on the internet. Everyone, this is a great idea for Halloween coming up. Absolutely everyone should buy this outfit. No, that's not what I wanted to talk about. I posted up on my Twitter this morning. I was like, that is one of the most, you hear nightmare fuel. I mean, wow. Check my Twitter, @ they call me DSP, if you want to see this thing. It's disturbing. Incredibly disturbing. Holy Warrior Tone in the laptop is working out very well. Right now, it's running beautifully. It's smooth. I'm able to do, load things quickly. And, once I tweak it over the next week or two to make sure it does everything that I want and not do things I don't want, I get the feeling it's going to be quite nice. In fact, it popped up this morning. I guess overnight it did a Windows update. I now have the weather for my local area on the laptop. It just says it right now in my taskbar. I didn't ask it to do it. It just did it. Cool. I'm happy with that. Jasper Kitty says, what makes that Sonic costume different from the Sonic hat? Did you see it? Look at it. All you need to do is look at it. Then you'll know. Oh, you'll know when you look at it. It's wow, it's creepy. Anyway, the real news story I want to talk about. Oh, boy. I want to talk a little bit about games journalism. Oh, no. Phil's talking about games journalism again. Oh, no. So if you're not interested in this, you can stick your fingers in your ears and go, neener, 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 if you don't want to hear it. But I got something to say today, all right? As you guys know, I am critical of games journalism. You know this. I do feel that in a lot of times, games journalists in the modern era just don't, sadly, take their jobs as professionally as I feel other people do in other fields. I feel like for some reason in games journalism, they just get away with stuff. In a lot of cases, games journalism that's irresponsible can concretely hurt games and game development studios. You know what I mean? Like, just because you're a games journalist doesn't give you free rein to just do whatever you want. You got to have some air of professionalism. You got to realize that what you do out there, especially when you're doing a game review, in a lot of cases can make or break a game. It could completely hurt a game and its sales, right? And I've been very critical over the years of games journalism. You guys know this. I don't have to go into the history of me and how I've criticized games journalism over the years. But the story I want to talk about this morning is pretty unique. Okay? Pretty unique. And no, I didn't order a Steam Deck. I said Stream Deck again. No, I didn't order a Steam Deck. Don't know why people are asking. So last night, apparently, what happened was a mobile game that was released out of nowhere. I guess there was like no real hype or news about this game at all. It just dropped out of the blue. And I guess what it is, it's a mobile game that ties into XCOM. You know, that turn-based, strategy-based combat game. What's the term for XCOM? God, why can't I remember it now? Why I'm having a brain fart. That genre of game has a terminology for it, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head right now. Okay? But anyway, so there's a mobile game that came out of nowhere for this thing. Okay? And is it TBS, turn-based strategy? Team Ico Gamer, is that what it is? He said, 682 says boring? Yes, boring. You've got it. Boring. That's that. Oh, the boring genre of games, of course. That's what it is. No, it's not boring. Stop that right now. Also, we told RTS, real-time tactics, turn-based strategy. Okay, so there's a mobile version of XCOM, that style of game that came out overnight out of nowhere, like with no announcement, no hoopla, nothing, just drops. Well, I don't know if any other gaming news site covered it, but Kotaku decided to cover it. And normally this would be like, no news at all, who cares about this, right? Who would give a crap? But Kotaku recently has been doing something weird with the way that they're covering stuff. And at some point, someone has to kind of put their foot down and be like, what is going on here? I guess at one point it was announced that Kotaku was going to go in a different direction, but I don't know if anyone expected that this would be the direction they would go in. Okay? Here's what Kotaku said. I'm reading word for word off of their Twitter account, which is just linking to their article on their website. 2K, so if you don't know, 2K is the game publisher company that owns this game and put out this game. 2K very quietly launches a new XCOM game that looks like shit. I didn't paraphrase. I read that word for word. Okay? Now, listen. Before I even say another word, let me go back, and before I sound hypocritical here. Alright? Ladies and gentlemen, I am far from being a consummate professional when I cover stuff on the internet about games in the game industry, okay? Over the years, I have a dirty potty mouth. Yes, a lot of people come to me for what they would consider smash mouth commentary and criticism of games. Yes, that's the kind of thing I would say. Like, word for word, if I was covering a game and I'm like, wow, this game looks like shit, I would say that. Okay? Absolutely, 100%. But I am an independent content creator. I do not work for a company. I do not consider myself a professional games journalist, nor do I aspire to be that. I've always told you guys over the years, I am like you. I'm a common gamer. I play games just like you. I experience games in the same way you guys do. I don't get advanced copies of games. I don't get special treatment from the games industry. I've been around for 13 years, and I very much had felt every day that I've done this, I'm basically in the same boat as all you guys. We're all here to have an equivalent experience, and for me to share my daily experience with games is something unique and different from those who seek to do this for a living, but then they get everything for free, they get everything in advance, they get their butt kissed by the industry. You know what I'm saying? I am far from that, alright? So I feel it would be hypocritical for me to be like, oh, I'm calling them out for their dirty potty language. How dare they say something like that? You know, I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. Of course, I'm right along the line of something that I would say, okay? But the difference between me and Kotaku is that people know who I am. I'm an independent content creator. I don't have to adhere to any standards of quality, right? I don't, I'm not working for a professional grade journalism company, you know? And you would at least think that if you did work for a major gaming journalism company, that there has to be some criteria that you have to follow in order to, I don't know, feel like you're credible, you know? Like, this article very well could have worded it differently and said, 2K unexpectedly drops an XCOM mobile game that looks like it's pretty low quality. Okay, that's kind of matter of fact, and that's still harsh, but it's very different from saying, this game looks like shit. And this throwback, when I used to watch The Angry Video Game Nerd, back in the day, long time ago, and he had an episode on the Virtual Boy, okay? And on this episode, he basically tried to capture from the Virtual Boy, which is incredibly hard to do because there's no way to get video out of the thing. You actually have to put like a camera up to the visor, the lens, to record. And everything on Virtual Boy looks terrible because the Virtual Boy essentially was red and black. No matter what you did, everything graphically on the Virtual Boy was red and black. And it would give you headaches. It would be blurry, it would be pixelated, and it looked like shit. And so it's hilarious because he's playing Waterworld on the Virtual Boy. The game Waterworld. Now, oh my god, you want to talk about a failure on top of a failure. Waterworld itself was the biggest, at that time, the biggest cinematic failure of all time. Giant budget, no one saw it. And then on top of that, the game came out and no one bought the game. And it was on Virtual Boy, a console that no one bought. So it was like failure on top of failure. So he's reviewing the game, right? And he's saying, man, this just looks like shit. And then they actually flash to the movie. Dennis Hopper, who's the antagonist of the movie, he has a quote. He goes, "You're right, it does look like shit." So I'm reading this article from Kotaku, and I can't help but read it in Dennis Hopper's voice. 2K Games releases an XCOM mobile game that looks like shit. But anyway, the point I'm making here is, if you're working for a major games journalism company, whether it be Kotaku, whether it be GameSpot, whether it be IGN, right? Whether you work for a gaming magazine, like, there's PlayStation Magazine, PlayStation UK, Game Informer, Game Pro, which I don't even think Game Pro exists anymore. EGM, does EGM still exist anymore? I don't know. But my point I'm making is thus. You would think there would be some air of professionalism if this is your full-time job and you're trying to push yourself forward as an actual source of, say, repute. Okay? I don't go to a games journalism website to read witty banter, to read obscenities. I want information. You would think that because they're supposed to be a reputable journalistic website, that they've done their homework, that they have backup for the things that they're saying and everything. And by the way, I just want to say this up front. I'm not defending this mobile game. I haven't played it. It very well could look like shit. Okay? But you're telling me that in 2021, we don't have a better way to professionally say something that isn't meant to be full of, like, not spite. What's the word I'm looking for? Vitriol, maybe? Like that, the wording of that article is meant to hurt. It is. It's actually meant to insult the makers of the game. All right? Now, last time I checked, I'm pretty sure that the makers of this mobile game didn't personally insult Kotaku. Maybe they did. Maybe there's some behind-the-scenes secret wars between these 2K Games mobile game publishers or developers and Kotaku. Maybe I just don't have all the information. Okay? But for me, I look at this article and I'm like, this is supposed to be professional. This is what we're supposed to aspire to be. If you're a content creator and you want to be a journalist one day, oh, wow, I want to work for Kotaku. I want to work for GameSpot or IGN or whatever. And their front page article is, this game looks like shit. And by the way, this isn't just one example. They've been putting out stuff like this for the past few weeks, actually. And a lot of people have finally started to respond to it like, what the hell is going on over there at Kotaku? Because they absolutely did say that they were going to change, I guess, the way that they were doing stuff. Right? But I didn't expect that meant, oh, we're just going to drop all professionalism. We're just going to start acting like dicks, essentially. Like, is that what it means? So we're going to change the way we do stuff. Okay, what we actually meant by that is we're just going to be assholes to everyone. Right? Really? So, in 2021, right, with the year we just had, what we really need are people being more assholes to everyone else, right? Like, maybe the people who work for Kotaku have been living on another planet, but in my opinion, maybe we should try to be nice to each other. Like, maybe the year we all had with, COVID destroying everything, and, you would think that would have, like, spurred, wow, maybe we should all have a better attitude and take this opportunity to readjust how we think about things and be nicer to other people around us. No. Kotaku says, fuck all that shit. We're just gonna slam everyone constantly. Let's do it. Let's just be nasty people to everyone around us. This sounds great, right? So anyway, the point I'm making here is, you would think that a professional grade company is supposed to be better, right? In fact, I mean, arguably, people have said over the years to me, Phil, why are you so unprofessional? I'm like, because I don't work for one of those companies. If I did work for one of those companies, I would be more professional. You wouldn't hear me swearing all the time. I would try to phrase things in a way that sounds more professional and definitely, rather than just being full of emotion all the time, try to justify things with facts. Like, that's what you're supposed to do when you're professional. But to say it like that is just like they've completely thrown away any modicum of, professionalism in what they're doing. They just don't care anymore. Why not just, Far Cry 6 is a stinky turd sandwich. Front page news article from Kotaku. I can't wait for that one next year. Like, why not? That's where they're going. Right? So I'm blown away. I'm blown away by the situation. And by the way, I will say this as well. I don't know anything about these controversial situations behind the scenes. Some people are in my chat are saying, Zoe Quinn, Nathan Grayson. I don't know anything about that. I don't. I've not followed the drama. I don't know anything about that crap. So I'm not commenting on it. I'm just commenting on what I see right now happening. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It's weird to me. Very weird to me. Anyway. Alright. So that's really the only news story going on right now. Like, outside of that, there's just a pretty dead news day for gaming. Maybe we'll have something else going on today, but that's all I really got. So a couple shout outs here. Andy took me $1.30 and says, oh Lord, you're playing Dead Money. Get ready to get your head blown off by all those radios. Good luck. Yeah, already it's happened where those radios are all over the place. I didn't understand that. I thought the only thing that sets off the collars was the speakers on the wall. So here I am, and it's beeping constantly. I'm running in circles like, where is it coming from? Where's it coming from? And then someone was like, it's every radio in the game. Every radio, every ham radio do. I was like, what? So I ran through, I turned them all off, and I was like, oh. I didn't understand that. I don't remember if I did the Dead Money DLC again when I replayed this game like 6 years ago. I don't remember much about the run, and I really don't remember if I did the Dead Money DLC or not. So it might be I've only played this once at this point. I'm not sure. So anyway, yeah, it's going to be fun to run around and have to turn off every radio, because I already had to do it. I just got Dog, or I guess I didn't have Dog change his personality, so he calls himself God. So he's still around. I had to turn off a bunch of radios around him in order to get him, and now we got to go get Dean Domino. That's what we're doing next in the DLC. So, okay, Snow Carl, to me $1.30. He says, I wholeheartedly agree with you on Kotaku and professionalism and their lack of it. And then he basically starts talking about Depression Quest and this Nathan Grayson guy. I don't know anything about that. I really don't. Like, I didn't follow that controversy. You guys know me, okay? I usually don't stick my head into that kind of nonsense. You know, all the controversy and the stuff that has to do with that. I usually don't. I follow my, you know, if there's an interesting news story, I'll talk about it a little bit. But I usually don't get involved in these embroiled controversies of things over the years, right? Like, that whole Gamergate situation, I didn't really have anything to do with it. I didn't talk about it. I never really understood the whole situation of it. I was just like, yeah, I just wish games journalism would be held more accountable for what they say and do. That's all I said. I didn't really remember. I don't even know the ins and outs of that situation. I don't. So, I'm not going to comment on it now for sure years later. I don't know. I still don't know what happened in it. So, Kane Z7 has done a super chat. It's the first super chat of the day. Thank you, Kane. Since you're being positive today, will you play Atelier Ryza? No. I looked into it. It doesn't look like anything I'd be interested in. Looks like incredibly lengthy, anime-ish style, you know, Japanese. I don't even know if it's an RPG, but it just doesn't seem like something I'd be interested in. Considering the fact I seem to get myself wrapped up in some of the longest playthroughs ever, like playing Danganronpa V3 for like 4 months and still didn't beat it. And, you know, I don't think that's something that I want to get invested in right now. Let's put it that way. Okay. All right. John Sawyer says, please, no more anime RPGs. You know, I am interested in Tales of Arise. When does that come out, though? Hold on. I think it's later this year. I have my listing right here. September 10th. I am interested in Tales of Arise, but, you know, we got to get all this other lingering stuff done before we can jumping into other RPGs and stuff. Oh, man. Claudio just said, do I visit the old country much? Oh, dude, I'm in Italy. I'm there like at least 3 times a week. I'm flying out there, flying back. Yeah. In all seriousness, I would like to maybe visit Italy one day. It would be nice. My family comes from Foggia, Italy. Foggia. Foggia, Italy. That's where we actually originated from. My predecessors who immigrated over from Europe, that's where my grandfather came from. So I'd actually like to maybe visit there one day. Just tourism-wise, you know. But I certainly wouldn't want to move there or anything. But it would be nice to do, like I said, one day I'd like to do like a tour of Europe where I can do like, England, like do some of the famous stuff like in London. Then maybe go to like France and then go to Italy. You know, do like some of the big countries out there and just get, immerse myself in the culture and have a good time. I don't know how that would ever happen because, financially, we all know things just don't go very well for me. So maybe one day if I would hit the lottery or something, but that's probably the only way I'd ever be able to do that. Good morning, Simple Bubble. It's good to see you this morning. How you doing, man? Fabio, Italy? Yes, I want to go visit Fabio. No, Foggia. Foggia. That's apparently where my predecessors have come from over there. Marseille is nice? Oh, Marseille. Marseille. Okay. Anyone else have anything to talk about? We actually pretty much got through everything quickly today. There's no other shout-outs. Like, no other tips have come in. No other super chats. No channel memberships. So nothing to really shout out there. You guys have any... Hello, Suka Surprise. How you doing? You guys have any questions for me? Anything you'd like to discuss before we take the brief break and get ready for gameplay here? Skip France? Why? Oh, I must do Switzerland, says Team Ico Gamer. The Swiss. Yes, Wagons, the upcoming poll for the marathon will be on the community tab of my YouTube channel, DSP Gaming, right here. And I will post it up sometime on Thursday. If I don't do it myself, you guys should remind me on the stream and I'll do it. I could do it live. Like, I could literally do it during the live stream on Thursday on my new laptop. Because it actually works. Claudio says it would be amazing to have you at my sister's restaurant for feasting with the king. Is it a real Italian restaurant in Italy? Holy crap, that'd be amazing. No, I've never heard of William the Alchemist. No idea who that is. Yes, Gabe, if I start another lengthy RPG, I will absolutely skip it halfway through like I did Divinity 2. That's going to be my plan moving forward, is just drop as many games as possible to disappoint my audience, of course. We all know that. Cursed Hex Fusion asks, if someone gifted you a private server single player on Fallout 76, would you do a playthrough of it? No. As straightforward as I could possibly be. No. By the way, hold on. I should set this up. I just realized this is not set up yet. No, I would not do that. Absolutely not. Okay. There we go. No, I would not play that. I played Fallout 76 when it was free to play. What was it, 2-3 years ago? Right during E3 week. I played it. It was god-awful. It was so bad. It was full of glitches. And that was it had been out for like 8 months. And they didn't even improve it. I'm not playing that ever again. Hell no. Okay. Did I see what global warming is doing to Europe? Admittedly, I have not seen what global warming is doing to Europe. No. Xi Jinping has tipped me $1.30. He says, and FYI, if you ask Dog or God how he kills the ghost people, it will lead to a perk that allows you to kill them without having to explode or sever their limbs. It should make things easier. Oh, really? So you're saying I should have a conversation with them before I leave to go find Dean Domino? Because I am standing in the square right now with them. So I should talk to them first. All right, I could try that. Sounds like a plan. Claudio says, yes, indeed. In the countryside outside of Siena, you'd love it. I probably would love it. You're talking about that restaurant. Jasper Kitty says, well, I played Code Vein now that it's on Game Pass. I will think about this very, long and hard to come to a determination. No! I will not play Code Vein. I'm never playing that. Lennon McCarthy 2.0 just did a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Lennon. He says, I love Fallout New Vegas and the DLCs, particularly Old World Blues and Dead Money, which are like their own games in the game. Enjoying your streams. Thank you for the super chat. Let's get you up on the leaderboard. Lennon, appreciate that. Thank you for the support. Quick reminder, the best way to support me today is by tipping me. I am trying to reach my tips goals today, and I need to essentially hit a tips goal to finish off my payment for my taxes today. So if you could tip me today, everyone, I would really appreciate it. It would help me out tremendously, and of course, we do have the reward goals in effect for tips. So please, if you have the choice to choose how to support the stream, please tip me today. As of when I return on Thursday, it shouldn't be an issue anymore. But for today, I do still need that support. Thank you in advance. Okay. King Vanity, I'm just going to say this up front. Please stop saying stuff like that in the chat. When you say stuff like that, it isolates people. It makes people feel basically like bad. It's not your part to sit here and try to advertise for me. It's not your role. You know, I do my own plugs. I don't need people to say stuff like that in the chat, so please stop. Fair enough? Okay. Team Ico Gamer has tipped me $4.20. And he says, what do you think of the fact hackers are outpacing game companies' cybersecurity? You know, it is an important, or not important, excuse me, it is an interesting thing that hackers seem to be hacking the crap out of stuff today, right? I would say at one point it wasn't even an issue. Now all of a sudden you hear about this company got hacked. This company got hacked. This information got leaked. This got leaked. Yeah, I wonder what's going on. You gotta wonder if maybe some of these security measures that at one point were considered mainstream good enough aren't anymore. Has there been a breakthrough in hacking recently that hackers have found ways around traditional security and now are, you know what I mean, like finding ways in? I don't know. You know, obviously the biggest case of this is CD Projekt Red when a lot of their assets leaked, right? But I don't know. I wonder. I don't, of course, I don't know anything about this Team Ico Gamer. I don't know about hacking. So I don't think I can intelligently really say much about it. But definitely, there's an epidemic of it. Right? There absolutely is. Thank you for the tip. Lou has tipped me $20, and that is right now the biggest tip of the day. Let's get Lou up on the leaderboard here. Thank you, Lou, for the contribution. And jump over here. Here we go. Okay. Thank you, Lou. So Lou says the following. Y'all ready for DSP versus the Speakers rematch of the Millennium? Speakers referring to the ones around the Madre that triggers the collars. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to be looking for these quite frequently, but I think that having the Christine as your follower is very beneficial because it makes it so that the collars don't immediately, you know, start beeping and exploding. So I think that may be the most beneficial thing I could do. Maybe I'll just keep her with me the whole time. I don't know. Sounds like a good perk, right? Good perk to have in the situation we're in. I also don't remember how long Dead Money is. Like, I got 2 of the 3 followers already. And then I guess you got to break into the Sierra Madre Casino. But I don't remember if it's lengthy or not. You know, I'm only about an hour into Dead Money. And I already got 2 of the followers. So, I don't remember. Okay. Alright, guys. Is there anything else? Any other topics you'd like to cover before we take a brief break? As you know, I take a break right now after pre-stream. I use the restroom. I recommend you guys take this opportunity to use the restroom, grab a drink or a snack, whatever you want to do before we get into the meat of the gameplay, because there's going to be a couple of hours of gameplay before I take any kind of another break. Okay? Anything else, or shall we move on? Jasper Kitty, I don't care about other content creators who razz on me constantly and hate on me making for VTubers. Why would I care? Why do you keep spamming the chat with this nonsense? Who cares? Do I like hot tea better than iced tea or iced coffee? I like hot tea, but I usually drink hot tea if I'm not feeling well, or if I feel like I have a sore throat or something, I'll drink hot tea. I usually would drink coffee or iced coffee if I need like a caffeine boost. So. What do you mean rest in peace to only iced coffee? He's on break. Apparently he's on vacation in Hawaii. That's what he told us the other day. He said he's in Hawaii for a couple of weeks. He'll be back in early August. Swangus is a new GTA Online DLC came out today. Why aren't you playing it? Gee, I wonder why. For the same reason I haven't ever played GTA Online besides that one time when Heist released. And I played it for like 1 or 2 streams. Right? I never played it ever again. What's the weather like today? Very cool here. Cloudy, only in the 60s. The temperatures here dipped a lot. It's actually quite cool here, but I do have the air conditioning on in the office. It gets quite stuffy here in the office during the day, so I'll probably still have it on. No, Only Iced Coffee has not sent me pictures of Hawaii. I don't talk to the guy personally on a personal level or anything. Much to the chagrin of people who think I do. If Third Strike 2 came out, would I try it? It wouldn't be Third Strike. It would be like Fourth Assault. Street Fighter 3 Fourth Assault. Yes, I would try it, by the way. Oh, really? Paul Pack says that there's a heat wave in the UK right now that is pretty unbearable. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, my friends. I hope that you guys do cool down soon. Stay cool. I don't know if you guys have, like, cooling systems in place, because I know you guys usually don't have much heat, right? So you're kind of in the same boat that we were just in a month ago. Remember a month ago we had insanely high record temperatures or whatever? Or was that, I think that was the first week of July, right? Like, it was just nuts how hot it was here. It never been that hot before. Any interest in the Oddworld game Soulstorm? I mean, maybe it is free on PS Plus, but as I said when it came out, I was busy with other stuff, and quite frankly, I'm still busy with that stuff. Like, I never finished up most of the projects, so. Okay. Anything else? Last chance, guys, before we go on break here. Last chance. Last chance for a last dance with Lance Vance. No, I don't get kickbacks from detractor YouTube channels like Wings does. I don't know anything about that, and I have nothing to do with them. I don't talk to them. I don't even know who they are. I pay zero attention to them. Battle Duck says, did I hear? Yes, I did hear. Would I consider doing a Halo marathon leading up to Infinite? Well, I have the Master Chief Collection. Maybe I would dabble in it a little bit and mess around a little bit with it. But I don't think I would do a full-on marathon. Like, that'd be crazy to play all the Halo games back-to-back. That would be a lot of Halo. But what I find is when I do something new, it's exciting. But if I do the same kind of a thing over and over, a perfect example here is I just played Mass Effect 1 Legendary Edition. Then I went right into 3. And people are burnt out now on Mass Effect. Even though I'm 30 hours into the game trying to finish it. People are like, when are you playing other stuff? When are you playing other stuff? Like, man. Just playing the 2 games back-to-back was way too much. People are bored. They think it's like Mass Effect overload, so I don't want that to happen with another game. I'd rather have the hype be for Halo Infinite than have the hype die down because I played 3 Halo games back-to-back. You see what I'm saying? Yes, Battle Duck, I talked about the Tom Clancy game yesterday. If you want my opinion on that, check out yesterday's pre-stream. I talked about it pretty in-depth. Okay. All right. Ladies and gents, I think it's time for our break. I'll be gone for a few minutes here to use the restroom. You guys please grab a drink or a snack. And I'll be back with gameplay of Fallout New Vegas, continuing out with the Dead Money DLC in just a few minutes. All right, guys? Thank you so much for being a great pre-stream audience, and I'll see you in a few.